All right, welcome back to our series. This is the sixth video in the series. The last one went over altcoins as a whole. This one is going to go over specifically which altcoins should you be investing in. What are some things that you should be looking for when trying to pick out which one is going to win this arms race to see which one's going to take over the market cap of Bitcoin and allow these institutional investors to come in and really start dominating the force. Like you mentioned last time, whichever one does win will become a massive, massive winner on a scale that is unimaginable at this point. So the people who get in early will be the ones who reap the most rewards. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing I want to go over is this right here. It's called coinmarketcap.com. This is an incredible tool. And what it is, it shows you all the different cryptocurrencies that exist, and it lists them out by market cap. Okay, market cap's a very important tool to understand the alt market as a whole, the altcoin market. So as you can see up here, Bitcoin's number one. They have the most market cap. They have over $1 trillion in market cap. And the way that you figure out market cap, it is the price of the coin times by the circulating supply. The circulating, or the supply in general, is how many coins of this particular asset are in existence. So the price times by the number of coins gets you the total market cap. And that's essentially all the money that is currently invested in Bitcoin or in any of these coins in general. So for Ethereum, okay, you have 115 million Ethereum that exists in the world, and the current price is $2,200 essentially. So you times that by this, you equal up to $253 billion in Ethereum in existence. Okay, that's something to really understand what market cap actually is. In this group, I have gotten a fallacy that people just look at the price and assume, oh my gosh, the price is so low, I have to buy that. Well, not necessarily true, because you have to look at what the circulating supply is, or what the supply is as a whole. So for instance, Doge, there are 129 billion Doge in existence. 129 billion Doge in existence. Even though the price is only 40 cents each, there's still $51 billion in Doge as of today. That's a lot of money, okay? That's about a fifth of all Ethereum. Even though the price of Ethereum is $2,100 a coin and Doge is only 40 cents a coin, Doge is actually worth about 1/5 of the value of Ethereum, okay? Doge is actually worth about 1/20th the price of Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin is $56,000 each and Doge is only 40 cents a piece, there's 1/20th, Bitcoin only has 20 times as much value in it than Doge right now. This price is irrelevant. You have to fully grasp that. This is just telling you how much each one of these coins is going for, but there may be a shit ton more coins or a shit ton less coins. Another way to understand this is you see how Bitcoin has $1 trillion in market cap. Okay, let's go down here though. There's one in particular I'm looking for. It is going to be Wi-Fi. Whenever I find this sucker. These things move quite a bit. Wi-Fi. There it is. YFI, Wi-Fi, Yearn Finance. Each one of these coins is worth $49,000 a piece, but there's only 36,000 Wi-Fi in existence. So because there's so few in existence, they're worth more. It only has $1 billion of assets in it, which sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. So this is 1/1000th. Hope my math is right. I think it's 1/1000th of all Bitcoin, or 1/1000th of the price of Bitcoin when you look at the market cap. Okay, so whenever you're looking at a coin, don't stress about the price. Look at the market cap, and that's how you should be trying to analyze how much money is actually How much money do these things actually are worth? Now, the next thing on this chart you need to look at is the volume. This is how much volume in dollars has moved in the last 24 hours, okay? Like I've been telling you guys before, volume is very important. Volume helps show that there is interest in the market. So if there's a coin with not much volume happening, for instance, Binance coin only had $7 billion of volume in the last 24 hours. So there really isn't that many people interested in that market. However, Bitcoin has $66 billion worth of volume. So more people are interested in Bitcoin than they are in BNB. Let's look at another good example. So like Uni, okay, Uniswap only had $842 million of volume yesterday. The reason why, because Bitcoin dropped very harshly and Uni stayed pretty stagnant because it is not directly correlated with the Bitcoin's value. So not much volume happened here. So just give you an idea of what we're looking for on which coins to go into and out of. Other coins on here to make sure you understand as well. A lot of these are called stable coins, and what they are essentially, it is a coin that the exchange is used as a supplement for U.S. dollar. So Tether has the approximate value of $1 US. So one Tether is $1. You're not going to get much movement in Tether, and that's by design. If you invest all your money in Tether, you will have essentially the same amount of money a year from now. Okay, it's a stable coin. It's not going to move up and down. So Tether's an example of that. US coin is an example of that. Crypto.com. Wait, no, that one's not. I take that back. But there are other ones out there. Oh, here we go. Binance US dollar, another example of that. So these coins are not going to move in price. Their amount of circulating supply will increase, and their market cap's going to increase, but their price will remain the same. That is by design. You're not going to make any money from these coins if you put your money into it. All right, so that gives you an idea of what market cap is. So when you're looking at market cap, you usually have you have different types of levels of market cap. So market cap can be high, medium, or low. This is really a relative idea of how much market cap is high or low. Generally, people like to say coins in the top 10 to 15 are considered high market cap. These means that these are coins that have been established for a long time. There's a lot of value in it. There's a lot of history with it. And basically, it's going to be relatively stable and secure compared to other ones. So top 1 to 15 generally is considered a high market cap. I try to have a majority of my holdings as a high market cap coin. It provides me some sort of stability. Now, the 16 through 100 usually is considered medium market cap, okay? So this one is right around $1 billion. Anything over $1 billion to about $10 billion is considered medium market cap. And then as you see, there are a ton of other coins out there in existence, okay? Absolutely a ton of other ones. So anything outside of that, these ones down here are considered like the penny stocks of cryptocurrency. These are the penny stocks. These are the ones that are going to increase and decrease very, very drastically, okay? You can go through here and see that there are some coins in here that have very, very little actual money involved in it. Yeah, a lot of these ones, like 4,000, there's a ton of altcoins that exist. It's incredible how many exist. And we really don't know which ones are going to take off and which ones aren't. So, who knows? Realistically, who knows what's going to happen with all these different coins over the course of the next few years. Now, we're traders, and we're trying to figure out which ones are going to win, right? Which one's the one that's going to be able to take over Bitcoin's $1 trillion of market cap and keep growing, right? That's what we're looking for. Which coins are going to be able to dominate and take over? Well, realistically, we don't know, okay? We don't. However, there's a lot of things that we can look at to help us try to make educated guesses. And the biggest way of doing so is using your charts, right? Using your charts, trying to go on the high time frames and look at some movements and all these different technical analysis tools that we'll be going over soon is going to really help you decide which ones have the most likelihood of actually being successful, okay? So we don't know which one's going to win, but what you can do is you can basically place bets. And these bets are buying a little pieces of each one. So back in 2019, 2020 time frame, I went through and reallocated my entire portfolio. What I did is I went through all the top market cap coins, went through, did a lot of research on the charts and saw which ones had the most potential, looked at some white papers, and really tried to decide myself which ones I felt had the most potential to really take off. And I put a set amount of money in each one of them. Some were high market cap, some were low market cap, and some were medium market cap. And over the last year and a half, I have not touched much of my holdings because I've already placed my bets. And due to tax reasons and other things as well, I basically have just let them sit and watch what happens. Now, my crypto value in my coins has increased by 10 to 20 times its original value. Does that mean that those coins are going to win the race? No, it does not. However, here's the cool part about this. Because I got in so early, and because there are millions and millions of other people that are just like me who are not sure which one's going to win, but you're just going to basically take bets. Well, if you go out there and take bets, and other people go out there and place bets, and more people go out there and place bets, what's happening to the prices of your coins? They're all increasing. Think of it like this. A rising tide will raise all ships, or have all ships rise, right? So essentially, whenever there's more money being dumped into the market, all these coins are all increasing. And so I've seen a massive increase in my entire portfolio, no matter what I had money in, because a rising tide will boost all ships. And then once we do get a dominant coin who does come out and takes all the, and starts taking the market cap and sucking all that money away, it should be pretty obvious which one's going to win, and then we can transfer that money into the coin that we believe is going to become the most dominant. Now, here's some tips I have for you guys on trying to understand which coins are going to be able to come out and dominate. So there's a few different tools. Number one, we're going to be utilizing the BTC pairing charts, okay? So we're going to go over here and look at these BTC pairing charts. This is, there we go. Loom BTC. There we go. Loom BTC. Let's go to a different one you guys probably recognize. Doge. Here we go. Look at this sucker. Doge BTC. You can actually use Bitcoin as the currency it's being traded upon. So this is the comparative price between Doge and Bitcoin. And as you can see, it's 0.0000698. That means for every one Doge, you can buy 0.0000699 Bitcoin, which makes sense because Doge is only worth around 40 cents a piece. So 40 cents will only get you one very, very, very small amount of Bitcoin. But this is a tradable chart. As you can see, I've been trading off of it, and it actually works really, really well. This is a great way of seeing which ones have strength and which ones don't. Like you can see right here, this breaker right here allowed for it to come back in, retest it, and once it reclaimed that breaker, what happened to Doge? Yeah, it decided to go absolutely parabolic, right? The reason why it did so is because the BTC pairing gave us that support level that we were able to trade off of, okay? And all these different coins absolutely are able to be traded off of. You'll see I trade on these things quite a bit, and it does work out pretty well for me. Yeah, H-bar, you can see how well this got interaction. This was a breaker, came back down, re-hit that breaker, and now it's bouncing back off. That's a very clear support resistance level. This right here, this was a year-long falling wedge on Litecoin BTC, and you can see how well it was respected. So these lines are very clearly drawn on the up and down side, and it came back in and hit this level right here, and now it's broken off. And if you go to the weekly pairing, you can see how this chart, this level right here, this little red little block right here, this breaker, which started the acceleration of the upside, also was the level that this bounced off of. Okay, so these BTC pairings are very important charts. I know it's very confusing when you start off with. It's a little bit confusing. It's very hard to understand and fully grasp. But these charts are 100% tradable, and they pair your coin with Bitcoin, and that's 100% a valid way of trading. So yeah, lots of great examples on here. Lots of ways how these levels do work together and how they do make a tradable chart. All right, now the second thing we're going to go into what's called alt dominance. Let's go to my technicals. Bitcoin dominance. This is a Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, what these numbers mean is this is the percentage of the market cap, like we talked about earlier, that Bitcoin controls. The percentage of the market cap that Bitcoin controls. So right now, Bitcoin owns 52.55% of the entire crypto market, which if you look up here, that makes sense. They have $1 trillion. So if you take, this has $1 trillion and you add every other bit of altcoins in existence and add all this market cap up together, that amount will be about 48% of this number right here. Okay, it's going to be exactly that because that's what it calculates. And this right here is a very tradable chart as well. So the higher the number, the more money that's in Bitcoin. The lower the number, the less money that's in Bitcoin. And if it's not in Bitcoin, that means it's in the altcoins. So Bitcoin dominance up here, alt dominance down here. Well, let's see how incredibly well this chart is traded. So you can see we had this triangle right here, right? A triangle. Tested, 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 came up, retested, and broke above. Well, we have a breaker right here, right? We have this massive breaker. I believe it's on the monthly time frame. I can't remember exactly where I got that. I think it was a 3-day, but regardless, okay? So it came back up here, and this became a solid resistance, and then it broke down from. Well, over here we can see we have a touch, we have a touch, we have a touch, we have a touch. Made one massive long trend line that spanned over 3 years. And this trend line was broken. And once that trend line was broken, what happened? We have an acceleration to the downside. This is called alt season. This means that money is transferring out of Bitcoin into the alt market. Okay, so this is a very tradable chart. And whenever the price is higher, that means more money is in Bitcoin. And whenever the price is lower, that means there's less money in Bitcoin. So if this chart, we're expecting it to go down, we expect our altcoins to make more money. If this chart starts finding support and bouncing to the upside, that means that Bitcoin's finding more money. Now, whenever we have any sort of mass movement on Bitcoin or on the market as a whole, the alts will follow Bitcoin's lead in general. Not all the time, but in general. And usually, they're going to do it more aggressively. They'll be more violently than what Bitcoin does. So if Bitcoin starts dropping, usually the alt market will drop a lot harder. Let's demonstrate that real quick. So this was the crash from last night. So we had a crash here at this time frame, and as the crash happened, even though Bitcoin's the one that was dropping, the rest of the market also fell with it. And even though Bitcoin was falling, the rest of the market fell harder. Then whenever Bitcoin stabilized, money then went from Bitcoin into the alt market. And then once it started dropping again this morning, money once again went back into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the stable one of them. So whenever there's stability, this percentage is going to rise. When there's volatility, let me say that back. When there's volatility, money is going to flow from alts into Bitcoin. When there is stability, the money is going to flow from Bitcoin into alts. So altcoins like stability. When Bitcoin is stable, altcoins tend to move very quickly. We like Bitcoin to stay stable or ranging, or rising very slowly or falling very slowly. Those are all completely fine for us right now. What we do not want to see is Bitcoin making massive movements up and down, because in those massive movements, that means that Bitcoin is going to be taking a bigger percentage of that of those gains. All right. There's a lot to this chart that is 100% tradable. You definitely need to be analyzing it, especially if you're an alt trader like I am, and I'm encouraging you guys to do the same thing. But just understand that these are some things to really sort of really grasp and dive into. Now, the next chart we're going to go into is called the total 2 chart. All right, let's do it. Let's hit both actually. You have a total chart, you have a total 2. The difference is that the total chart includes every Bitcoin and every coin in existence, every dollar of market cap is all calculated here. So you can see right here, we have $2 trillion of US dollar value in the market right now, okay? Total 2 means this is all market cap minus Bitcoin. So there's $951 billion in the market cap right here at this moment in time. So with Bitcoin, 2 trillion. Without Bitcoin, 952 million or billion. So this once again is a tradable chart, and it does react to it very well. And like I was showing today in one of my analysis, this drop came in here and hit this breaker and then rebounded off. So very clear. This stuff absolutely does work. So this is another chart. If you're trading altcoins, you should always be noticing where the total 2 is at and if the total 2 looks bullish or not. I believe it does look bullish. There are a lot of really good signs about it. And so because of that, I'm still bullish on the altcoin market. And the total chart doesn't look as healthy. And since the total chart doesn't look as healthy as the total 2, I am more bullish on altcoins than Bitcoin. So I think that really hits most of my notes for this video. We're going to go into the exact details of how to trade and how to find these indicators very soon. I need to still establish the foundation, and we're almost there, guys, but you have to understand the basics before you start getting into the technicals and learning the how-tos. So this is all the basis, the foundation you guys have to learn. And then once you learn this, then we start going into the real in-depth nitty-gritty, why we do certain things and the actual how we do certain things. All right, so like always, if you have any questions, let me know. The next video we'll go over, let me make sure I have my notes here. I think next video we actually get into the market fundamentals. So market fundamentals, basically what makes a price, bulls versus bears. Going into exchanges, we're getting in more into how-tos. All right, so the foundations are basically done. Now I'm going to really show you how to start making trades, and then after we get the how-to and why the market does certain things, then we get into the actual indicators, so you guys can really dive in and learn how to do that. So I will see you in the next video.